Happy Friday, Brian Manning here with the weekly update. Let's get right to it. So Monday of this week, Labor Day. I can't believe it's Labor Day already. It's unbelievable that summer drips away that fast. But Labor Day it was. Tuesday of this week was a relatively quiet news day. Not a lot to talk about there. Then it starts to heat up. So Wednesday this week we get the JOLTS report. This is for job openings across the country. This is for the month of July. So job openings across the country went from 7.9 million down to 7.7 million. Also, the month of June was revised lower by about 330,000 jobs. So we're seeing less jobs available as far as openings are concerned. Thursday this week, we get ADP. So the first week of every month, we get the employment reports. This Thursday, we got ADP. Usually this would be done on a Wednesday, but because of Labor Day, it gets pushed over one day. So this is for the month of August. So expectations in August was that 145,000 jobs would be created. Instead, we only got 99,000 jobs created. In addition, July was revised lower from 122,000 jobs to 111,000 jobs. So this is the lowest number in ADP since 2021, certainly continuing to see some softening in the labor market. Then today we get the BLS report. So this is the Bureau of Labor Statistics. This is absolutely what the Federal Reserve is going to be looking at when they're making their decisions for what they're going to do as far as interest rates are concerned. And their meeting coming up September 17th and 18th. Everybody knows they're going to cut rates. The question is going to be will they cut 0.25% or 0.5%? I'm not sure yet. We'll have to wait and see what happens. So BLS report, this is for the month of August. Expectations were that we'd have 165,000 jobs created and we had 142,000. So it was less jobs than were expected. And the prior 2 months were revised down by 86,000 jobs. So what's interesting is if we look at the month of June, when June's employment report first came out, it announced 206,000 jobs that were created. Unfortunately, at that point in time, the markets didn't really like that because the markets looked at it and said, oh my gosh, the job market is better than we expected, and mortgage rates move higher. So now we take that June report that came out originally, it was 206,000 jobs that were created. Then we say, oh, sorry, we made a mistake. And then they revised it down to 179,000 jobs created. Then they just came out today and said, oh, we made another mistake. Now we're going to go down to really being at 118,000 jobs created. But the challenging part is you think about it, the markets react when the report comes out. When that came out for June's employment, it showed that the employment numbers were really strong. Markets reacted, mortgage rates moved higher. And now here we are with a 206,000 reading in the month of June that's worked its way down to 118,000. Imagine if this 118,000, that's the accurate number, came out the first time around, markets would not have reacted the way that they did. Instead of interest rates rising, potentially they would have come down. Maybe the Federal Reserve would have reacted differently as well. July, same thing. July, we originally had 114,000 jobs that were created. From the revisions that came out today, it was moved from 114,000 down to 89,000. Once again, the markets reacted when the report came out, and it was starting to show maybe a stronger economy. But imagine if this 89,000 number was the one that got printed for the original July report. Markets wouldn't have reacted the same. Instead of mortgage rates moving higher, they would have moved lower. Year to date, though, this is a crazy number where 365,000 jobs revised lower year to date. So if we look at all the employment reports that came out from January through today, and they come out with these revisions after the fact, the initial numbers that were stated were overstated by 365,000, which really leads us to believe that today's number that came out at 142,000 jobs created for the month of August probably is overstated. And by the time we get through the next couple months of revisions, I bet that number comes down to a sub 100K. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. As far as unemployment is concerned, unemployment moved from 4.3% down to 4.2%, but really for all the wrong reasons. If you look at who was hired across the country, full-time workers lost their jobs at about 438,000 people, but part-time workers, this is people that really wanted a full-time job but had to get a part-time job instead because that's what was available, was up 527,000. So the unemployment rate takes these part-time workers into account, and it looks like unemployment moved from 4.3 down to 4.2. But if we pulled these part-time workers out of there, it just would not have been the story. I'm around all weekend. If you have any questions, let me know. If you want to learn how we're closing purchase transactions in 10 days, give me a call. Happy Friday. Have a great day.